This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
I listened to last week's episode, Cruising.
Yeah.
I felt like I was too harsh on a certain group of people. I'd like to apologize to the golden shower fetish community. Felt like I sounded too disgusted. This one's for the piss lovers.
Yep.
Welcome to episode 137 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie from beginning to end for me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie or not. The experience is unique, so let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with me tonight, Nurse Candy.
Hey, everybody.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hi, guys. Hello, Planet Earth, and welcome to Mean Guns.
Yeah, Mean Guns, you ready for this?
I don't remember what the hell Mean Guns is.
It's this movie that Chris and Rick went nuts over when we were kids. And I remember being like, yeah, you know, it's Christopher Lambert. Ice-T's in it.
Okay.
And I was a huge Christopher Lambert nut.
Yeah. It was 1997. It was a perfect year for movies. I mean, for loving them. It's going to be a good episode. I promise, Mr. Stephen Dunn. Say hi to Stephen. He liked the Facebook page.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Stephen Dunn.
All right, you want to watch a good movie? You guys have to watch this movie. It's my recommendation this week. It's called The Grand Seduction from 2013.
Oh.
Yeah. This Canadian harbor village type of thing. They want this company to build their salmon factory. But in order to do that, like tax-wise, they have to fill a certain bracket.
Yeah.
Whatever the government does with all this shit, building factories. And in order to do that, they need a doctor. And they don't have one.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen this.
Until Taylor Kitsch is at the airport
Uh-huh.
and gets caught with cocaine in his bag. He's a plastic surgeon. He's a successful plastic surgeon. And they're going through his bags, and he's like, oh, shit. He's in Canada, and he pulls out, the guard pulls out this vial. And Taylor Kitsch just like leans forward and starts whispering like, okay, that is cocaine. How do we work this out? The guard is like, you ever heard of so-and-so harbor? And so they send him there, and he has to be their doctor for a month.
Oh.
And it's like Brendan Gleeson is the mayor, and develops into a father figure kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Fucking great movie.
I liked it better when it was called Doc Hollywood.
It's the Canadian Doc Hollywood.
Is it? Yeah. What's Doc Hollywood?
What?
Michael J. Fox gets stuck in the boonies. He's a doctor.
And he does coke.
All right, Mean Guns, let's do this shit.
Yeah, this is your recommendation, Chris. It's your last one, too.
Yeah, it's going great so far. Directed by Albert Pyun.
Pune. He's made some great stuff.
Dude, he has made Vicious Lips. Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Candy, you remember The Sword and the Sorcerer when we were
Yes,
kids?
yes.
He made that.
Oh, I love it.
The 1990 Captain America.
Yeah.
Now, folks, back in the day, that was all we had.
That's right.
Blood Match, Doll Man, the Nemesis series,
Oh, Doll Man.
Uh-huh.
and my personal favorite, Brain Smasher, A Love Story, starring Andrew Dice Clay and Terry Hatcher.
He also made Arcade, which I remember really loving, and stars like a 20-something, sexy, grown-up Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. You know Andrew Dice Clay and Terry Hatcher fucked. It's like, I feel it in my bones that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And I know that one of them was thinking, this smells like ham.
Oh, God.
I just don't know which one. You can go to his website and he sells shirts that say Albert University.
Fucking really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You can also buy, like, all of the director's cuts of his movies. Like, he cut them himself.
Mean Guns was written by Andrew Witham, and it's the only film to his credit. I want to know what happened. If you look him up on IMDb, he's got a movie called Gentlemen of the Hunt, and it says, coming soon.
Ooh.
And that was in 2002.
Oh.
Yeah. I tried to find him. I looked him up on Facebook, tried Twitter. Twitter, you can't really send messages, but there's like 1,000 Andrew Whithams. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got Christopher Lambert in it, though.
Christopher Lambert, man. That's why I entertained this movie when you and Rick loved it so much as kids. Because I was a Christopher Lambert nut. I started watching this movie and I was like, man, why aren't I doing Fortress?
For a few years, he was the man.
He was, man.
He was Highlander.
Uh-huh.
He was in Fortress. He was the first Raiden in Mortal Kombat.
That's right.
And if you type his name, you know that predicted search that pops up?
Uh-huh.
Right.
It'll always say Christopher Lloyd. I think you're just reminded how amazing Christopher Lloyd is.
He is pretty amazing.
Christopher Lambert was John Glenn's first choice for James Bond in The Living Daylights.
Really?
I don't think he would have done too good.
No.
Everyone said no because of his voice.
Yeah.
It was his accent.
He's got a voice like not a whole lot of people do his voice, including me.
His voice is, he's French trying to sound American.
Right.
In all his stuff. Or he's like Luxembourgish, one of those places. Something just...
He was actually born in Long Island and then moved to France as a kid and just grew up there.
Oh.
Yeah. Might also be slightly disabled. No, I'm joking. He's great.
He's got a bit of a lisp.
Yeah. As does another star in this movie.
Mr. Ice-T.
That's right.
For you millennials, he's the black detective from Law and Order SVU.
Oh, the black guy from SVU.
But we know him as from New Jack City. He was in Surviving the Game.
Yeah.
Right.
That's another movie I was like, why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
He was in Mean Guns. Tank Girl. Played a kangaroo.
Yeah.
I fucking love Tank Girl.
Another movie he was in that I love is Pimps Up, Hose Down. He's like sitting in the beauty parlor getting his hair done. It's like he's in curlers and he's talking about like telling his story.
That's not a movie.
It's a documentary about pimps.
Okay.
It's a real life thing. He's talking about, this is the only life I really know. You know, I can't sing. I can't act. This is what I want. Like the street life. You know, it's the only place he feels at home.
Yeah.
He knows about pimping?
Oh yeah. You should watch Pimps Up, Hose Down. He tells this awesome story where he was making some sort of deal with somebody and they wanted to try the merchandise before they bought it. And he was like, hell no, man. If I was selling you hand grenades out of the trunk of my car, do you think I'd let you try one in the alley before you bought them?
Yeah.
And the guy says to him, oh, you know what? That's really smart. Have you been to business school? You know, you got a lot of business sense. Have you been to business school? And I said, no, I used to sell hand grenades out of the trunk of my car.
I read that he was an Army Ranger at one point.
Really?
I'm pretty sure he's not to be messed with.
Yeah. He was a pretty good singer, I thought.
I thought so too.
The last item on the list of his trivia is Ice-T is friends with Ice Cube. If you look up reviews for Mean Guns, you'll get stuff like Mambo and Violence, Blood and Rhythm, a brilliant B movie from Evan Stucker.
Yeah.
Gorgeous garbage.
That is what we are all about. Gorgeous garbage.
I just thought it was a nice, low-budget shoot-'em-up movie.
Yeah. It was actually filmed in like anamorphic widescreen, I think, and then heavily edited. So the only way to really see it in the way it's supposed to be is going to Albert University in San handing him $20 for a VHS copy of it.
Oh God!
But apparently, in its original form, quite a beautiful film. Mm-hmm. It's all filmed at this prison. Okay.
Yeah.
And when they were filming it, there's no prisoners in the movie, but they were there when they were filming.
Oh, really?
So the prison people were like handing out like vests and stuff in case of a riot. And the warden was saying to all the actors, he like scared the hell out of them. He was like, they're probably not going to do you much good though, because in the event of a riot, they usually go for the eyes.
Oh, God.
All right, folks, go for the eyes. They're the testicles of the face. It's Mean Guns on Movies with Ron.
It's showtime. Get the people out! Come on! Get the people out!
All right, Candy. We're going back to prison.
All right.
The Longest Yard 2. So this movie just starts off with a whole bunch of mambo music playing. So just imagine the beginning of Alton Brown's Good Eats. And then we get this close-up of Ice-T. Just his face looking in the camera. And he's got all silver teeth.
Oh.
He doesn't have a grill. All of his teeth are silver. And he's just like looking real pensive, like the well-read gangster. And I hate that. I have always hated that. He's like, You could see that he's reading something off camera.
Yeah.
Because what he's about to say is something that Ice-T could never memorize. He's about to say some kind of poetry shit.
Give him a break.
All of a sudden he looks up and he's like, "Here I sit alone and wait, surrounded by broken tablets." I started doing this voice for Heather the other day. I was like, "Who was that?" And she goes, "Mike Tyson." And I was like, "No!" Half covered with writing. So okay, you know what? I'll do Mike Tyson. Here I sit alone and wait, surrounded by broken tablets and new tablets. Half covered with writing. Ice-T, all poetic and ridiculous.
Yeah.
When will my hour come? And we start to see shots of Christopher Lambert and a couple of other people in the movie. They're just like on security camera footage. They're sitting in these empty rooms and they're just staring off and they're just surrounded by dead bodies.
Oh.
Christopher Lambert is like leaning up against one. Stick with me now. This movie doesn't get better. I'm waiting for the first of the signs that my hour has come. He's watching all these video monitors of all of these people just sitting alone with corpses in like a hospital or something. You know, you don't know what it is yet, but it's prison.
Yeah.
Nobody tells me anything new. So I tell myself. And he looks at the camera and goes, myself. And then dun 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 dun. It gets all mambo-y, okay?
Hey.
And there's a newspaper headline that says, "New prison opens tomorrow." And it cuts to earlier, I guess. We're still in that room where Ice-T was, and the old commissioner, he walks in. And it's all dark. And he says to Ice-T, "You wanted to see me?" And in this office somewhere, in this security office in the prison, fucking Ice-T's sitting there with a chessboard. Yeah. And he's like in a suit and a pork pie hat. Commissioner Boob, yeah. You play chess? And it's like, God. The commissioner's like, what's going on here? We got a prison dedication ceremony tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I think you'd better leave. And he's like, relax, Randy.
Randy Boob?
Commissioner Randy Boob. We got just enough time for a game. And it cuts to the middle of a damn chess match. Like they sat down and played. And it's like, doom, 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 doom. And the commissioner is like, oh, God, he is annoyed that he had to do this. But I guess you don't fuck with Ice-T. So the music's going on, and Ice-T's like, Perez Prado, the original Mambo King. And the commissioner's like, what? The music. I'm not sure I understand your strategy here, Mr. T. Redemption. Redemption separates the wheat from the chaff. Commissioner Randy Boob doesn't get it either. And he just goes back to chess. And he makes like one move and goes, checkmate. And it's like, damn! And then he looks at Ice-T and goes, and I do understand redemption. And then Ice-T is just like looking at the board. He looks up at the guy and just goes, pulls out his gun, boom, 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 boom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And as the gunshots ring out across the screen, mean guns! It's just a whole lot of mambo and gunshot noises. And the credits show up. I guess we're in LA and we're with this nice business lady who gets out of a cab and runs into a train station. There's two guys watching her though, and one of them's like in a trench coat. She goes into the station and it is deserted. This is Deborah Van Valkenburg. You know her, Candy?
No.
She was the chick from The Warriors.
Oh, that's her real name?
Yeah. She has a very serious case of duck lips. Like she is a human duck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She's real nice, though. She misses the train. And here's another thing that I hate about this movie. They keep doing this other weird stuff. An announcement comes over the intercom, and it's like, the next passage from track 666 in 15 minutes. It's like in the mid-90s, mid to late 90s, everybody was putting shit like that in their movies, and it's dumb.
Yeah. Keep going.
I remember thinking, why did my brothers like this? Anyway, she gets shook down by a Fed. Apparently she's some kind of witness, and he's like, he wants some photos that she took, or she has. He's like, Commissioner Boob's turning state's evidence. Ice-T is in trouble with us and the Syndicate. He's desperate, Duck. He's cleaning house. Cleaning house? Everybody who even looks like a problem. I need those photos. You want out, Duck? And she gives him the photos. She pulls them out of her jacket, and he looks at them, and he's like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. It's just pictures of dicks. Nah, it's like Ice-T sucking a dick or something. I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick. Like with eye contact and everything. Nah, you don't really see him, but I imagine that's what's on the photos.
But they're incriminating to Ice-T?
Yes.
Okay.
Put my head in the toilet. I'm about to come. Put my head in the toilet. I'm about to come.
All right.
She's like, I'm leaving. And he's like, where's the negatives? Well, they're stashed. People are starting to come down the elevator now. And it's the two guys, okay? They're obviously hitmen of some sort. The Fed just gives her to him. He's like, I want 15 grand for the photos. No, for the negatives of the photos. Says it to the trench coat guy, whose name is Marcus. Getting the duck to you was... No, getting you is what Ice-T wants, Jerry. And he just pulls out his gun and shoots the guy. Boom! And thank you, we've got the negatives. Ricky? And then Ricky just punches the duck in the face. Yeah. And we cut to the new prison. And limos are pulling up, and there's all this mambo music playing. People in the cars are talking. Yeah, this new prison, it's one of the Syndicate's construction projects. So I guess the Syndicate is a large-scale crime syndicate
I'll tell you, this was John Wick before John Wick, man.
Oh.
I'll give you that. So we got Marcus and his buddy Ricky. Okay. The duck puncher.
The duck.
And in the back seat, there's this blonde lady. She's like sexy but bitchy. You know, she's like a loner female hit lady. A female hit lady.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
She's just a hit lady.
All right.
Next to her is what's called a dumb hoe. That's what we call it in the business. Her name is Barbie, and she's there with her boyfriend.
Can we fuck in here?
Everywhere.
I don't remember his name. It really doesn't matter. You're going to you watch this movie, you're like, oh man, I better learn these characters' names. I better, connect with them.
Yeah.
This is going to be so good. And it's a movie about a whole bunch of hit people that have to fight.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're all going to die. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what his name is. So they're all like, why are we here? A bunch of criminals. They see all their criminal buddies getting out of other limos.
Yeah.
They don't know why they're here. They were just all told to be here. And then there's this 8-minute conversation in the car where the guy, Ricky, talks about how he doesn't like swearing. And everybody else swears at him because they all just swear all the time. And he's like, I'm just saying, if you use them less, they might mean something. It's the same thing in movies, too. This is just the director or the writer, trying to be meta.
Yeah.
And it is stupid. So they drive in and there's Mambo going. Everybody's getting out. Marcus looks over and sees Christopher Lambert, baby.
Hey, all right.
And he's got a blonde hair in this movie.
Oh.
Like bleach blonde. And he's getting out of a convertible. He's talking to this little blonde girl in his car. She's wearing dark sunglasses. We don't know if it's his daughter or what. But Christopher Lambert sees Marcus watching him. And from real far away, he just goes, his Raiden laugh. So Marcus, Ricky, and Dee, they pull Duck out of the trunk and they drag her in with them. Dee is watching Christopher Lambert, who gives her the gun finger because he's a smooth operator. And she's like, and he smiles and goes in. They walk in and you just hear over the PAs, you are now in Purgatory Security Network. Audio and visual surveillance is constant by Lucifer Command. Like, what?
I thought we were better than this. I really did.
Yeah. Chris loved this movie as a kid.
Shut the fuck up.
He had 3 different copies of it on VHS.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway, we see security camera footage of all these people walking in. There's cameras all over the place. So we know Ice-T is watching. Everybody's got to go through private security. And there's these guards, and they're all wearing suits, and they got pony nubs and sunglasses. There's this particular hitman duo, they're a team. Okay? This is Hoss and Crow. Hoss is Asian, and Crow is the boyfriend from Return of the Living Dead.
Oh.
Which Chris just watched and talked about on the last episode, but has a confused look on his face now. He was the guy who was trying to convince his girlfriend to
get
let
in the
him.
attic after he turned. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just let me eat your brain.
All right.
Anyway, these two, they're zany and edgy for 1997. Now it's just dumb. Anyway, everybody's got to turn in their guns. Marcus goes through security, and the guard just looks at him and says, well? And Marcus goes, green eggs and ham.
Oh.
And the guy just lets him through.
Right on.
Ricky drags the duck through. Barbie and her boyfriend, they go in. He gets frisked first, and then the guard has to frisk her. And he does this by holding her throat up against the wall and reaching under her skirt.
Oh.
And he's pretty rough, okay? But she's laughing. She's like, ha ha, check everywhere, sugar. She knows how to have a good time. Boyfriend gets all mad and grabs the security guard, who turns around and growls like a dog and has fangs.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. It scares the boyfriend. He backs off. Dee walks in last. Everybody has no guns. So they all get in the elevator, and as they're getting in the elevator, they're all each handed a black business card. And some of them, we get to see what's on them. Like Duck, she looks at her card and it just says, "Smile, snitch." The boyfriend, Barbie's boyfriend, it says like, "Barbie's boyfriend, a traitor." And he's like, oh, he's mad. He knows, somebody thinks he's a traitor, right? D, she looks at her card and it says, "Big mistake. Wrong boss, wrong game."
The fuck?
So everybody is in trouble.
Yeah.
They're all in this elevator and they all know each other, okay? Like for the members of the criminal underworld. Hoss and Crow are like, D! Double D. She's like, oh, buttface and dickhead. And then they steal from Lethal Weapon. And one of them's like, no, I'm buttface and I'm dickhead.
Oh.
Yeah. Stupid. Lucifer Command is recording everything you do. And the mambo's like, dun 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 dun. Hoss and Crow start dancing because they're kooky. Candy, wake up.
I'm up.
In the main prison room, here where all the rape happens and shivings.
Yeah.
I went to a shiving last night. There's like 100 of these killers, of all these criminals in this room, just all waiting. Christopher Lambert, is it Christopher Lloyd? Oh! Lambert, he's in the back, and he's like bopping to the music. He likes it. He's watching everybody, and then he sees Ice-T has entered the room. And Ice-T's like staring at him with a squinky eye. You know how he does that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his phone rings and he just answers it. And he's like, I'm taking care of it. I'm going to turn the prison back over to the city tonight. He's like, Marcus! Sup, stud? How's the world? Damn, you beat the shit out of that duck. Well, she's got a lot of balls for an accountant. And Ice-T is like, none of what I'm saying matters. Barbie sees him. She's like kissing on him. And he's like, oh, you wasn't supposed to be here. This is kind of a members only thing. But, okay. You here. And he walks away. He's like, the best laid plans of Ice-T and men. And he takes a 35-second walk into the middle of this room. That's how long this takes.
Oh, God.
Everybody's watching him, and he's all slow motion.
Fucking
He's got
epic.
Silver teeth, man. It is pretty cool. He passes Marcus. He's like, Marcus, you keep your head about you, okay, man? The guy just nods to him. In the back, Christopher Lloyd. Lambert. He's just talking. He starts talking to himself. He's like, the original Mambo King. Some guy's like, huh? Makes you want to dance. He is so great. Ice-T's up on the balcony and he's all like, he's ready to talk. And then out of nowhere, this like, like tough 90s techno music starts playing. And it really gets you amped up. But you got another 20 minutes of just talking. That happens. Ice-T's like, you have all betrayed the syndicate. You blabbed, you stole, you plotted. Saw too much. Your individual sins are written on the cards in front of you. But I'm sure you know, and we all know, what happens to those that betray the syndicate. So look at all you tough motherfuckers. I wonder who's the best killer in here. And some guy off in the crowd is just like, it's me. It's me, daddy. Step up, claim your prize. Gold, bronze, silver. To the losers, who gives a fuck? So we learn there's $10 million in cash at the end of this thing waiting. It's going to be split 3 ways for the final 3 people that are left. They all have to kill each other.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. $10 million for the coldest motherfuckers in this building. Marcus looks over at Christopher Lloyd, who catches him looking at him. So what are the rules? Just like life. Survival of the fittest. So they all gotta kill each other. There's no elevators or gates. Those are all locked. And they gotta keep calling in on the phone to Ice-T. to find out how mmany people are left and to report how many people they've killed. And they can't leave. They can't get out of the prison. It's the deadliest game. A true test of your skills. Questions. And some biker's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? And then Ice-T just, boom, shoots him. Any more questions? And Christopher Lambert's like, Marcus says, yeah, is there a predetermined length of the game? Good question. After 6 hours, y'all die. And then I'm going to suck your dick. Another biker is like, what if we don't want to play? And then boom, he gets shot. And Ice-T's like, then don't! Any other questions? Yes. And everybody turns around and looks at Christopher Lambert. Where can I get this CD? You? Like Prada? Yes. Makes you want to dance. He's all smiling. Smiling that amazing handicapped smile he's got. Any other questions? And I'm like, yeah, why isn't anything happening yet? Because he's like still doing rules, okay? Now y'all are professionals, so I expect y'all to act with dignity. I'll see you later. Barbie starts panicking with her boyfriend. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? Shut up! Like, he's all stressed out. Everybody just found out they have to fight for their life.
Yeah.
And then 2 guards on the balcony, they dump these Rubbermaid totes full of guns. And they all just hit the ground, okay? Everybody starts scrambling, grabs them, and stands up and starts shooting each other. But they're all just like, click, 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 click. They're all empty.
Oh, no.
Everybody's freaking out. There's only 2 guys that are completely still, and that's Marcus and Christopher Lambert. And then they dump a shit ton of like metal baseball bats and single bullets and shells.
Yeah.
So there's this huge panic and clambering and loading. And Marcus just calmly pulls his own gun from his coat and turns to shoot Christopher Lambert across the room, who is already gone.
Mm.
So by now, people start actually shooting and killing and fighting and beating, and it is a madhouse.
Fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
Ice-T actually comes back out to like play. I want to shoot some people too. Got metal fucking teeth. He's like walking down the stairs in slow motion. Then he turns and shoots the stairs. Like, seriously, you watch this movie, you're like, what? He's shooting some guy off camera, but it looks like he's shooting the stairs. So Christopher Lambert has kind of like run out into less populated areas. He's not too far away. He's just in another room. And he gets attacked by a guy with a bat, okay? And Christopher Lambert just takes it from him and goes Highlander on his ass. Like, Christopher Lambert can, for real, swing a bat around.
Wow.
Dee, she's there. She's loading her gun and killing people. Ricky rolls around. And then Barbie's boyfriend kills him. Just shoots him. So, you know, his whole thing about not liking swearing, you know, who cares? Barbie's just cowering and hiding. Dee's kicking a bunch of ass. She flips guys around and stuff. She's pretty good. She's a John Wick, for sure. Hoss and Crow, they're doing like funny antics. Like, they both have baseball bats, and they're like, they like corner this guy, and they're like, it's going. And then they both hit him from the front and the back with the bats.
Oh,
they're
God.
like, it's gone! High-fiving each other. And the carnage continues. Christopher Lambert gets into this bat duel in another room. And it's all like a whole lot of ting, ting, ting. A freaking sword fighting with bats. It's kind of amazing. And he is having a great time. Like, he's smiling and everything. Marcus sees a bunch of guys running after the duck. And they're all like, get her! So he follows them. And we see that the herd is now kind of beginning to thin. But some guy is also following Marcus and wanting to shoot him. And then Ice-T steps in and saves his ass. The guy's got a bat and Ice-T's got nothing. He's like, come on, punk. Let's see if I'm really as bad as I say I am. The guy swings and Ice just takes him down.
Ooh.
Yep. And then he lets him up. And they go hand to hand, if you know what I mean. But he beats him, and then he shoots him. Like he doesn't need his gun. Ice-T's pretty badass.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to recap this movie because all you really say is, a whole bunch of people are dying.
Like how many hitmen are there?
There's like 100 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I said earlier that the boyfriend killed Ricky, but I don't think that's true. Because Dee corners him in a stairwell, and he like begs her not to shoot him. And she's like, well, that's just too damn bad, Ricky. And just shoots him in the chest. And that's where he dies.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe it was some other guy.
Keep going.
Anyway, now she drops her coat, so she's just wearing pleather pants and a tank top.
Woo.
Like the pleather pants you got for Christmas just a few weeks ago.
That's right.
She's gone, and Ricky gets up. The bullet hit his Zippo.
Oh.
Yeah. He must have some important part to play later. Have that kind of luck, right? Barbie, she's looking for her boyfriend. Haas and Crow are having fun gang-banging up on guys with bats. Like in the ass and everything.
Yeah.
How big are you?
Party size.
Like my way of saying it better. How big are you?
The way you said it, I was like, I gotta get that for a sample. Then I found it, and I was like, oh, yeah, pretty good.
Party size! Wow. Haas and Crow, they're like beating guys up with bats, and they're just like, yeah, come on. Yeah, you're my girl. You're my bitch. And they take guys out, of course, because they're teaming up. They're cheating.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, they're bullies. Anyway, they hang him up in the prison dildo factory or wherever they are. Something where they make something.
Yeah.
And they end up with a shotgun. And they're like, yeah, man, we are so going to be the last two. And just more time goes by of just nameless nobodies getting whacked off to Mambo. Mm-hmm. You whack a man off to Mambo. One guy actually fights his way into Ice-T's control room. Ice-T's back in there now. And he finds him at his chess set. And T is like, oh, shit. You like chess? And the guy pulls out this little knife. He's like, you don't scare me. And Ice-T just points at him and goes, yeah, I would have thrown that knife by now. Even when you were good, you were shit. He's like, yeah, but I would have thrown that knife by now. I mean, why take a chance? First, I want an answer. No answers. I'll suck your dick. He's like, you're no good. What? And then Ice-T just throws his own knife at the guy and kills him. Man, talking shit. Christopher Lloyd's killing his way through the prison, and now he has a silver shotgun. The coolest gun ever. Anyway, keeps picking up guns from people that he kills, so he's doing well.
Oh.
And he walks into this room, and he's always walking cool, okay? And then he just turns and twirls, and it's like the camera twirls with him. We just see his face as he's spinning around the room shooting like 8 guys. Mm-hmm. Like over and over and over, he just takes them all out, like a whole room full of dudes. He just took out a whole alliance.
Wow.
That just formed and died in the first, 5 minutes. And he turns more around, to make sure they're all dead, and he's like, and then he just pulls his pistol out of his pocket and shoots it up in the air, and he walks away. And then some asshole falls. Dead. The duck is running. She has a bat. Marcus is following her. She knows it, so she hides and gets ready to, strike out at him. Mm-hmm. And she does. She actually jumps out and then looks behind him and stops. And so Marcus looks over there, and there's some other guy throws a dildo at him. I could not tell what it was, but it didn't seem like a gun or a bat. I don't know what it was. So it was a dildo. Dee steps in and saves him. She kills that guy, and the duck runs away. So then Marcus and Dee, they go and corner her, but they're kind of aiming at each other, really.
Yeah.
Marcus, there's room for all of us. Come on, duck, if you want to live. He says that. Tells her, come on if you want to live. What's going on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he bring her there?
In the trunk? Yes. She got a card, though, so she was supposed to be there. Outside on the roof, Christopher Lambert, he's surveying. Like, he's already, like, trying to figure out how to get out.
Yeah, he's already outside.
Yeah. So he looks off in the distance at another... There's, like, a few different buildings in the complex, right? And on the roof of one of them is, like, this dark angel in the distance with a rifle.
Oh.
It's weird. And he's like, what? And he squints his eyes and he sees it again. It's just a sniper. And then the sniper, like, aims the rifle at him.
Oh.
Get away. Get back inside.
Yeah.
So he does. So now we're back with Marcus, D, and the Duck. The double Ds. Marcus and the double Ds. It's Candy's band name. D's like, you better take care of business, Duck. When the time comes, you know, you fucking number cruncher, you cumber muncher. And the Duck's like, I know how to cover my ass. Yeah, she's got a bat. They're like trained hitmen killers. Anyway, it's kind of dumb. Marcus and D, they're shooting more people. They are a well-oiled machine. They're teamed together, but they're not friends, you know? It's like a mutual hitman respect going on.
Okay.
Trench-coated Christopher Lambert is sexifying his way down the halls. He like beats a dude with his shotgun and he puts him up on the wall. He's like choking him with it. And he's badass at killing. He's amazing. But he keeps seeing visions of this weird little blonde kid. And like the screen goes red and Christopher Lambert's like traumatized by whatever he's remembering or thinking about.
No.
So now Ricky, we're back with him. He's running around. Remember, D shot him in the Zippo.
Right.
And it still works. How about that?
Oh.
And he's talking about D. He's just talking to himself. He's like, you douche drinking bitch. You like that? D's like, how do we know we can trust her, the Duck? Marcus says, because I said so. I got shot. She got shot in her arm. But you got out. The Duck's like, I'm not a part of this. Look, lady. Reality is a cold, hard thing when it bites you in the ass. D says stuff like that all the time. And I just want her to stop talking. Let's check the perimeter. Okay, here's the thing. You got a gun. You have to sneak around this prison and kill people. You'd want to be quiet, right? But everybody who tries to kill them goes like, ah! before they try to do it. So they just kill anyone who shows up because they're not surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
Marcus gives the Duck a gun, and we just cut to Christopher Lambert sitting with that dead guy.
Oh.
Like having visions of this kid. Barbie's running around getting hunted by her own boyfriend, and he don't even know it. Okay, they're like running around corners. He just hears somebody running.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Christopher Lambert's little girl that he showed up with in the car outside. She's wearing sunglasses. He didn't even park in the shade, and it is bright California sun. She's got to be burning up. Anyway, some rando runs outside, comes up to her, and he's like, where's your father, little bitch? And then Christopher Lambert just pounces on him from behind. Like he was coming out to check on her. He knocks the guy out, and then, I don't know, breaks his neck. And he leans down to the girl, and he's like, now we having fun, sweetie. You okay? Now 2 more guys are sneaking up behind him, and he sees them in her sunglasses. Get down, Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
So she does, and they shoot it out to Mambo. Barbie's hiding with her bat. There's a guy that wanders past her, and she just jumps out and beats him down. She beats him into a puddle. Ice-T is watching this the whole time on the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I got one. And Ice-T, like to himself, he's just like, whose idea was this anyway? Man, I got metal teeth. So we're back with the other 3, and they're talking about their cards that they got. And D looks at Ducks, and there's a camera on it that says smile snitch, right? She's like, what you been doing? Taking pics? They all chill out in a holding cell, and Marcus watches out the window. as Ricky goes outside and starts climbing the fence. Ricky's like, I bet I can throw my leather jacket over the razor wire and get out. And it's like a 30-foot fence. He gets halfway up and he gets sniped. So, it's fine. Remember I told you? No one matters.
Yeah.
Snipers. So running is out. The duck's like, he can't do this to us. And then Christopher Lambert's voice just goes, he is Ice-T. He can do what he likes. They turn around and he's just standing there and he has D at gunpoint.
Oh.
And he looks over, he's like, hello, Marcus. We all do as we like. He looks at the duck, he's like, I know what you're thinking. You're right. 4 is too many. Should I make it 3? And it's all tense, but they team up, okay? With the understanding that there can be only 3
Right.
at the end. And Marcus, he's like still pointing his gun at Christopher Lambert. So is the duck. Okay, she has a duck. She's like, I'm a fucking duck. There can be only 3 in the crow's nest. 4 is too many, but at least one of us is sure to buy it along the way. He's like, come on, we're settled, partner. Put it up, put your gun away. Marcus like, he kind of does. And then Christopher Lambert does this thing where he turns and he points his gun at D and just yells, bang! And like scares the shit out of her. Because of some random guy running away in the prison. He's just like, I'm killing everybody. I'm killing Ice-T. I'm killing his mama. Haas and Crow show up and they pistol whip him and they're like, oh man, we got to call in. Call in to see, who's the big man.
Yeah.
See what he has to say. How many people are left? We're back with our 4 people and Christopher Lambert's like, who's the squeak? She's with me. Oh, isn't it romantic? And it's Watch Dings and he's like, hey, and pulls out a bottle of pills and starts eating them and like crunching them. You don't fit in here, Lou. You're not one of Ice-T's regulars. Oh, I asked to be here. I was in town on some other business, but I just wanted to come and play. You wanted to be here? He's like, oh yeah. Now we are having fun. So what's the plan? We'll play the game and finish it. So Christopher Lambert's like, everybody's going for the money. And he looks over at the duck and he says, this is good for you. I can tell. Builds your character. Behind him, Dee like clicks her gun and aims it at him like sneakily. And he's like, hey! That's the whole thing is you cannot, in the universe of this film, you can't sneak up on anybody because you have to yell if you're going to attack. And if you even move a gun, it clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he keeps taking his pills, crunching them up. And Haas and Crow are outside and, they're talking, they killed some people. And they're talking about their cards. He's like, what's on yours? Well, what's on yours? A money bag with wings. Yeah, mine too. He caught us red-handed, didn't he? And they're trying to figure out how many people they've killed, and they decide it's like 9. And Christopher Lambert kills 9 people for breakfast in this movie. Barbie inside, she gets mugged, and her and the guy fight over the gun, and she gets down and squeezes this dude's balls. And he just starts screaming. Instead of like hitting her off of him, he is just at her mercy. Dee says, should we call in and see like who's left? What's the difference? We have to kill them all. The duck says, can we do that? And Christopher Lambert's like, sure we can, Bubba. He's eating pills. What is that you're taking? Valium, Prozac, and Ritalin. The breakfast of champions. Barbie's still fighting with that dude. She punches him in the face. She's laughing, and then she just gets punched. She goes down. She's on her own in most of this movie. Some of it's not so good. She finally kills the guy, though, shoots him. And it's funny because when something like that happens, another 4 characters that we know in this movie will hear it happen. Because they're all in the same building.
Yeah.
You know? So they actually hear that. And so did another alliance of, like, nameless gangsters. They go and find her. They take her gun, and they're all, like, pointing theirs at her. There's, like, 5 guys. And she just laughs and spreads her legs on the ground and says, "What do we do now, boys?"
Oh, God.
What are they wearing?
Nothing at all. I don't know. They're all wearing like black leather jackets and stuff. Anyway, they're like looking at her, spreading her legs and saying all this stuff to him. And Christopher Lambert is just standing around the corner watching. And he goes, "Hi there." And then a huge mambo gunfight starts. And Lambert just starts like strafing through the room and shooting all of them. He's like running across all the cafeteria tables, just killing everybody. Barbie escapes. And Christopher Lambert looks at one of the guys. He's like, "Wow, she's quick." Everybody else keeps fighting, but he goes and hunts Barbie. He's like checking doors and stuff. Dee is in there breaking necks and stuff. They don't all die, though. Some of them are on the ground, like, crying and whimpering. And Dee hands a frying pan to the duck, and she's like, "Shut that guy up." Like, she has to beat him to death with a pan.
Oh, God.
Anyway, the duck can't do it. Marcus is watching Christopher Lambert. Like, they obviously know each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Dee walks up to Marcus. She's like, "He's a mad dog who needs to be put down. Prozac, Ritalin. The man is a toilet." Christopher Lambert's hunting Barbie, and it's kind of tense. Also because we're not so sure what he's going to do with her when he finds her, you know?
Yeah.
Some guy totally gets the drop on him, but yells before he attacks, so Christopher Lambert wipes the floor with him, like all up and down the hall. And the guy's like, begging for his life, man! Finally, he shoots him, and Hoss and Crow hear that. So they're close by. Barbie is right around the corner, like in the freezer or refrigerator, and she's just hiding. The duck can't kill the guy. She doesn't want to kill him with the frying pan or otherwise, so she's all whimpering, and Dee puts a gun to her head. Because, you know, you can't help. What good are you?
Yeah.
And Dee's like, "How about I shut you up?"
Oh.
Ice-T is watching all this on video, and he's like, "Oh, wow. Yeah." And the duck is terrified. Marcus and Christopher Lambert return to find all this going on. The guy's on the ground screaming. He's in pain. He's begging for his life. The duck is like, "Shut up! Shut up!" Because it's like driving her crazy. The duck points her gun at him. And Christopher Lambert like jumps up onto a table to sit and to watch. Like, we are having some fun now. Wow. Dee has her gun on the duck, and she's like, "On the count of 3, one of you is going to be dead. 1. And Christopher Lambert's like, 2. Dee says, 3. And the duck can't do it. She's like, "I can't." And Christopher Lambert just shoots the guy. Everybody turns and looks at him, and he's like, "Sorry, I couldn't help it. Too much fun." And then he looks at the duck, and he drops that smile. He is serious as hell. And he holds up his gun, and he's like, "You do know how to use this, right? Oh, we can do this." And he's like mocking her, crying. "What's wrong with you? It's them or us." "That's enough." "It's not okay. I need to know that this babe can do it." He looks at her, he's like, "You're thinking, let's get somebody else to take care of the problem. I'll be over here knitting. You're an old woman, my friend. I don't know whether to screw you or kill you." And the duck is like, "Ooh." "You made your point. She's got to pull her weight." "I'm not like you guys." "Pull the weight or lighten the load." And she gets pissed off. She points her gun at him. She's like this? How about I lighten you?" He just grabs her arm and like twists it to where like he almost breaks it, takes the gun and cocks it and gives it back to her and points it at himself. He's like this. "Man, it's going to take forever to win this." Ice-T watching, he's like, yeah. I am depressed now. So how can we speed things up? Let's find a way out. So Marcus tells them a story about there were 3 bears, and they went out to find food, which is other bears. Christopher Lambert's like, oh, cannibalistic bears. And when they got home, they found Goldilocks asleep. They were about to eat her when Papa Bear said, just wait, we're cannibalistic bears. And then Dee's like, oh yeah, we are. Christopher Lambert says, I want to be Mama Bear. So they used Goldilocks as a trap for the other bears. And that way they went home every night simply stuffed to the gills with bear. So, who do we use for bait? Not who, but what? Precisely. I'm lost. Of course you are. You're stupid. You're pushing the limit, Lou. She says his name. It's Lou. We tell everyone we found the money and we invite all the bears here. All we need to do is announce it over the PA system from a guard station. So we just have to find a place where we can't get killed. I've already spotted one. Marcus! Why does everyone say you're stupid? Then he gets in and he leans on the duck some more. He's like, what's your name? Thunderbutt. What? Thunderbutt. I like that. Thunderbutt. And Dee's like, okay, so Thunderbutt is Goldilocks? And you are an idiot, so what? I've had about enough of you, Lou. Anytime, amiga. And he points his gun at her, anytime. Ice-T's like, he's enjoying this shit. And he's like microwaving Hot Pockets. And that thing happens where he cooked it a little too long. And all the stuff leaked out onto the plate. And he's like, shit. Marcus looks at the duck. He's like, you've got to help. Either stick with this bunch or I can end it right now for you. And he's like pretty earnest there. He's like, don't worry. I will kill you if you want me to. You know?
Yeah.
Well, all but one of us gets out, right? Those are Ice-T's rules. And rules were made to be broken. At least some are. Let's go! Hoss and Crow are talking about how hungry they are. It leads them into the kitchen. They don't eat or anything. Ice-T's watching me. He's like, what are you guys doing? Crow kicks a dead guy in the balls. Like really hard. And it's totally silent because he's dead. It's weird.
Huh.
It's kind of otherworldly. Anyway, they hear a sneeze, echo. And it's Barbie because she's in the fridge. So she sneaks out and they catch her. She freaks and acts like they saved her. Oh my God. And she just hugs onto Hoss's leg. Like, oh my God, thank you so much. They were hunting me. And Hoss is like, I want to keep her. I like her. Crow says, we can't afford to go soft for a nice pair of tits. Not today. She's like, come on, you guys. I could be a decoy. They argue about whether or not she gets a gun. Like, no. And Crow's like, okay, she's your pet, man. But so you better keep her in line. Hoss looks at her and he's like, get this straight, nipples. This ain't Melrose Place. You do what we say, and maybe you'll get out alive.
Hey, fuck you.
No time for your slutty games. You get me? Over the PA, you can hear D. All right, I'm sick of this. I'm calling you guys out. In 15 minutes, I'm taking on all comers.
Oh! All right.
Yep. Back where it all started, and I will put holes in all of you. Anyone who wants a face-off, bring it on. I found the money. Everybody in the prison is like, oh shit, all right. It's prime time. So our 4 friends in the common room, where they all began, they're just sitting around all these bodies, and they're just loading all their guns and staring off into space. Barbie's hitting on Hoss real hardcore, and Crow don't like that. Crow daddy. He's like getting all pissed off and jealous. Ice-T's still watching him. He's like, should have sucked his dick. Barbie's like, hey, that announcement about the money, don't you guys think that's a trap? Crow's like, of course it's a trap. We're killers. We set traps for a living. I just don't think it's very smart to go, look, I don't remember asking your opinion, piss flaps.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like top 5 most offensive things I've ever heard. I was like, damn.
Fucking piss flaps.
Hoss looks at Crow and he's like, hey, Barbie needs a gun, man. Crow's like, oh, hell no. So already she's yokoing up. She's breaking up the band.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, you can see the seeds have been sown. Dee looks at all of our gang and she's like, what if they don't come? What if they know it's a trap? Then we'll just have to kill each other. This is warped. Warped? Watch MTV. That's warped, man. What's the world coming to? You got lesbian leather dykes on one hand and piss and BM in somebody's mouth on the other.
Ew.
It's total madness. Well, you'd know all about that. What was that, Dee? Forget it. I didn't catch your remark, Dee. You said it. Must want someone to hear it. I said nothing. Like always, hot air. I'll talk, no walk. You're gonna buy it today, Lou. We are all gonna buy it today, Dee. And Marcus is like, Jesus. Everybody chill out. Christopher Lambert's still fucking with Dee. He's like, hey, Dee, rattle, rattle. Like he just wants to get her rise out of her. She's like, I swear to Christ. Wah freaking wah. Boo freaking who. And she's just sitting there, and then her gun, which just happens to be pointing at him, goes off. Boom! And the bullet like ricochets off the window, like right next to his head. And he gets serious. And he's like, okay. We are having fun now. And she's like, damn it. Like she missed. And then says, I didn't mean to. Marcus is watching that whole thing go down like, whoa. I think I'm going to have to kill you, Dee. Don't threaten me. You're not the stud you used to be. People say you're through, Lou. You just don't know it. You remember the first time, Dee. The first one. The first real one. I do. It felt like freedom. Knowing what you can do to the world. Then it's done. You didn't feel a thing. No guilt, pain, fear, no remorse. Ice-T's watching and he's like, yep. We can change the world with what we do. The devil don't come. There's nothing to stop you. And then Marcus is like, till you lose it. And Christopher Lambert like looks down. He's like, exactly. Until you lose it. And when that happens, Dee, you feel everything. And then he gets visions of the kid. And we get a little bit more of what was happening. And we see Lucy in her sunglasses. And Lou went to her house and killed her parents.
Oh.
Like her father figure, I guess her stepfather was like, what are you doing? You can't come in here. You never cared before. Mm-hmm. And we see him taking Lucy out of the house. And he's like, your mother and father and stepfather, we all discussed this. It's best for you. You don't like it here anyway, do you, Lucy? And she's just, no. Lucy, I get off on hurting bad people. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
Oh, God.
And she's just like, nope, I'm good. And you're watching this, you're like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why'd he kill her parents?
Yeah.
Were they bad? We don't know. And that's what makes this whole thing just a little bit deeper, yo. In fact, it looks like they drove right to the prison from there. That's why he was like, I was in town on some other business, and I just happened to know about this, and I asked if I could tag along. Anyway, Mambo's going, and Christopher Lambert reads his card, and it just says, little boys kill little girls. And you're like, holy shit, is that his daughter or not? Like, is he a pedo?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ice-T sees him reading his card, and he's like, gotcha. Dee wants to go wander off and pee. Sit down. No one's going anywhere until this is over. Piss in your mouth for all I care, Dee. The duck is like, oh, God. By now, Haas and Pfeffer, Haas and Crow and Barbie, and then a whole bunch of other goons, they're all closing in on him. They're coming to the trap, including Barbie's boyfriend.
Oh.
Anyway, they all start fighting and shooting. And Haas and Crow, they got this reloading thing going on with Barbie where they throw her their empties and she just reloads them. She's like on her knees behind them, helping them.
Yeah.
And it actually works pretty damn well.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
She actually finds a little lady gun on the ground and she stuffs it into her stocking up in her crotch. It was like, so anyway, there's like 10 million gunshots happening and everybody's dying. Dee sees the duck crawling by, trying to get away. She aims her gun at her and she's like, the fourth person. Pulls the trigger and it clicks. It's empty. By the time she reloads, the duck is gone. Christopher Lambert's running around with two guys. Two guys. Two guns.
How big are you?
Party size.
Party size. He's making a huge ruckus. There's more shooting. There's more dying. Dee ends up fighting some like Rasta guy. Marcus gets shot at and he like drops to the ground and he actually hits his head on the wall and gets knocked out.
Oh, no.
And it's clear that Marcus and Christopher Lambert, they're like the best killers, but Marcus is probably better than Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who turns and sees way down the hall that some thug guy walks up and puts his gun right to Marcus's head. Like he's just going to execute him in his sleep. And Christopher Lambert pulls out a knife and just throws it all the way down the hall right into that guy's face.
Whoa.
So he saved Marcus. Barbie's boyfriend's hiding and he sees Barbie helping Haas and Crow and he's like, Barbie, you bitch. And he attacks him. He shoots him. She's yelling. She's like worried about him. She didn't know he was alive. She's like, oh my God, yeah. And then they kill him. And she's like crying. And all the fighting eventually goes quiet. And then over the PA, Ice-T's like, 1 hour left. And then all the cows come home. Dee is off by herself now. She's like, forget it. I'm taking my own chances now. Christopher Lambert wanders off. And then Dee sees that and follows him. So she's hunting him. Barbie's crying and she's on Haas now. She's like, you gotta say, oh my God. Like she's just latching on to him. Mm-hmm. Around the corner, her boyfriend wakes up. Marcus opens his eyes and sees Haas and Crow and Barbie, okay, like taking more guns and ammo, and he just plays possum. Lets them think that he's dead. And then those three are like, holy shit, we're the last three left. We won! We won the money! And they're like yelling at Ice-T over the cameras. And he just gets on. He's like, there's more assholes. And you got 1 hour left before I suck all your dicks. Dee wanders down a stairwell. And then Christopher Lambert silently, he's the only one that sneaks up on anybody. He silently hangs down upside down behind her. And just when she notices, he wraps a piano wire around her neck. And it cuts away.
Oh.
Marcus gets up. Our three dummies are gone. And Christopher Lambert, he's already outside in the parking lot. Thunderbat! She's hiding from him. And he's like, Ali Ali oxen free. You goddamn snitch. You goddamn snitch. Ice-T, he's talking. All right. We closing in on the winners. I'll speed up the action. The money's in the third floor locker room. 15 minutes tops. Go get it. Marcus goes out to Lucy in Lou's car, Christopher Lambert's car. And she says, where's Lou? And then it just cuts to her standing in a locker room. The third floor locker room while Marcus is grabbing the 3 cases.
Oh, no.
And he finds a card with the cases and it says, one of these is a blast.
Oh.
So he takes 2 and leaves 1. And then he goes to Lucy and he's like, is Lou your daddy now? And she's like, uh-huh. And is he a good daddy? And she just looks down. Oh. And it's, oh shit, what the hell's going on here? We're partners, right? You and me. Uh-huh. So now we got to get out of here. but there's a lot of nasty guys around. So we're going to be very quiet. Yeah? And she's like, yeah, take my hand. Come on. So he's all sweet with her and they walk away.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell is going on here? Hoss, Crow, and Barbie head to the locker room for the money. And they find the one case. Okay, and right then they get attacked by Barbie's boyfriend again. They have this big shootout, during which Hoss hands Barbie a gun. Okay, the boyfriend ends up going down, and Barbie is all like pissed off. She's just like kicking his body. She's like, "You tried to kill me, you son of a bitch! All you cared about was the money the whole time." And Crow's like, "You thought he was special?" And then Barbie aims her gun at Crow. "Drop the gun, Barb." Hoss steps in and he's like, "No, she can keep it. It's my gun." Crow's like, "No. Yes. You want to reconsider that?" Barbie, she doesn't even want to play with it. She just throws the gun and then slumps down. She's like, "Fine, just don't shoot me." Crow finally lowers his gun, and then Hoss steps in between him and Barbie. And he says, "We're not done yet, Crow. You think she'll shoot you? Just cap her." "I can't, because I'm between her and the bullet. All damn day." Like, Crow is like, "Buddy, we're best friends, man.
Yeah.
I like her. She doesn't get the gun. If she doesn't, she dies. She's been doing fine so far." And all this is going on, and Barbie just like, she's got her eyes on that case. Hoss like gets out of the way. He's like, "Shoot her. Go ahead, shoot her right now." "Hoss, don't make this harder than it has to be. You gave us this third leg. Now I gotta deal with your emotional shit. I'm sick of playing babysitter." And then Hoss pulls on him. And he's like, "You shoot her, you shoot me. Can't you see she's gonna kill both of us?" Barbie is now quietly pulling her stalking pistol.
Oh, no.
"You're not thinking straight, Hoss." "I don't want to shoot you, Crow." They finally lower their guns. Like, "So how do we settle this?" And then Hoss is like, "I don't know. Gunfight at OK Corral. Don't play. Come on, you draw first, she dies. I draw first, she gets the gun. Don't. When I call draw, you slap finger." And he's like, "Just stop it." And Hoss like licks his finger like he's going to kill his best friend over this dumb hoe that he just met.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Hoss is like, "You ready, partner?" Crow he does not want this, okay? But it doesn't matter because right then, Barbie stands up behind Hoss and shoots Crow in the head right next to Hoss's ear.
Wow.
It like grazes his face. But Crow saw that happening, so he pulled his gun and shot too. And he shot Hoss.
Oh, no.
So Crow is dead, and Hoss is like, he's going down fast. Barbie walks up to him. He's like slumping over. She like throws some leg on him in the end, and she just kicks his gun away and aims hers right at his head. And he's like, you're going to shoot me dead as Dickens, aren't you?" "Dead as Dickens." Boom!
Oof, man.
And then she grabs the briefcase, and she's like, "And Bingo was his name!" Oh! She's like, "Oh my God!" So she cannot believe it, okay? She wasn't even supposed to be there. She is not a killer. She's just a dumb hoe. And she got money.
Fuck yeah.
She's like, I'm rich! She takes the case and just runs off camera, and boom! Yep, the explosion goes off, and then she staggers back into frame. And the whole top half of her head is blown off.
Oh, God.
And her hair is like on fire. And she's just like wandering around and shambling. And then Marcus and Lucy walk back in. And Barb just like kind of runs into the lockers. And her head just like goes into one, and she just dies standing up.
No.
Marcus looks at Lucy and he's like, "Partner, you stay here and guard these cases, okay?" She's like, "Okay." She sits on him. He goes and checks that Barbie's dead, and then they leave. Outside, you can see him like playing with her with her doll. Like, yeah, boop, 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 just bopping around with her. And then click, click. It's a gun noise, and they look over, and it's Thunderbutt. And Marcus is just looking at her. Thunderbutt finally lowers her gun. She's like, "I'm not a part of this. I'm getting out." And she runs off. And Lucy looks at Marcus. She's like, "She didn't shoot at us." Marcus just kind of pats her on the head and grabs his gun and then goes after Thunderbutt with a case in his hands. They go inside the prison. Lucy looks up and there's Ice-T smiling. And she's like, that's a lot of silver. And he's like, they're platinum. You like them? And she just doesn't say anything. She's staring at him. You having a good time, little girl? She just stares at him. He's like, yeah, me too. And it's only going to get better. You can't get them all. But what if I'm really, really good? You'll see. Inside, Thunderbutt sees a case just sitting there. And she's like, ooh. She goes up to it and then gets grabbed by Marcus. She's like, what do you want? What happened to those pictures? You know. The dick-sucking pictures. She's like, they're in my pocket. You want to see them? He's like, yeah. He takes them and he like looks at him and just pukes. Who took these anyway? They were sent to me by somebody with a grudge. I don't know. It was Bobby's boyfriend. He wanted to expose Ice-T. I just killed his wife. It was a hit. I was sent here to kill his wife. That's why he had to go back and check she was dead. He left the bomb for her.
Oh.
Thunderbutt says, well, what does Ice-T have against you? And he shows her his card, and it says, you're the only one who lives.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's all good. That's why he got in with the password, had his gun.
Oh.
And Thunderbutt's like, oh, let me ask you. There's a man who's killed 26 people, not including today. But if you ask him why he did those things, he's got reasons. He could tell you. Would that make it all right? And she's like, no. And he goes, I didn't think so. And he gives her a phone. Dumbass, fucking 90s flip phone. And he's like, don't make any calls. I'll call you when it's over. She's like, why did you help me? It doesn't matter anymore. Like, he obviously liked her, but decided no after he asked her that question.
Oh.
He knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, he takes the case and then leaves. Cuts to Christopher Lambert, and over the PA, Ice-T is like, all right, Lambert, there's only 3 left. Come see me in the meeting room. We'll have the grand finale. Christopher Lambert just smiles. He goes out to see Lucy. How was your day? She's like, I'm cold, Lou. And he gets down to talk to her. He's like, I'll just be a little longer, and then we'll go to a hotel. And we see Marcus is actually on the other side of the car with a gun. He's like hiding.
Yeah.
Then we'll get you a nice hot bath. And Lucy's like, okay. And he kisses her head. He's like, you can call me Daddy. She's like, Daddy, I'm doing good for us. Okay. And he leaves. Marcus gets up and then leans down to Lucy and she says, kill that creep, will you, Marcus? And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He's a pedo.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like the hero of the movie. Up until then, it's horrible. Marcus just raises his eyebrows at her like, yes, ma'am. Oh. So he follows him in. Finally, Thunderbutt's phone rings, and Marcus is like, he tells her, we just won. It's you, me, and Lou. Come to where it all started. He hangs up and then walks on and walks right by Christopher Lambert, who's just like, and baby makes 3. All the prison time locks. The time is up, so they all unlock, and Lucy actually watches the main prison gate open outside.
Yeah.
So Ice-T walks into the meeting hall, dancing to the mambo stuff going on. He's like, so, where do we go from here? We don't want 3 left. There can be only 1.
For real?
Yep. I'm glad we all agree on that. Wait, we're all gonna kill each other? What? Why? I thought we won. Ice opens up his own case that he brought in, and it's like 4 shiny chrome desert eagles. Like identical. He's like, this is the good part. And he starts tossing them to everybody. Everybody gets one. Redemption time, people. Time for some good old-fashioned redemption. Christopher Lambert and Marcus both tuck him into their pants. Thunderbutt doesn't. She just has everybody at gunpoint the whole time. And Ice puts his away too. winner take all. And Thunderbutt's like, I don't belong here. You're the first one down, lady. And it's like, damn. Let's do this. And then dun 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 dun. Mambo. And he starts counting down. He's like, 3, 2. And then Marcus draws and shoots Thunderbutt. And she goes down. And Christopher Lambert draws too. And he goes to shoot Marcus and his gun just clicks. It's empty.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lou. Did I forget to put bullets in your gun? Man. And Christopher Lambert's like, rat fucking ass. Marcus is just staring at him. It's not fair, T. Lou, nobody could ever blame you for wanting to kill somebody that raped your daughter. But man, you just always been a bit too bloody. Like way too bloody. Tell you the truth, you scare us. That's what I do. I scare bad people. The Syndicate feels you're an issue now. You developed this problem. You know, parental responsibilities. Stuff like that. None of your goddamn business. It's all our business. And I'll suck your dick. Christopher Lambert reaches for his real gun and then boom, Marcus shoots him. He goes down. Ice looks at Marcus. He's like, so you knew when you passed out the guns. I knew. He was too dangerous. Look around. All gone. There's still you and me. Yeah. You and me, amigo. Come on, Marcus. Let's get down. I'll suck your dick. Your call. He draws, but Marcus just draws faster and blows him away. And Ice-T is laying there shot. And he's like, shot and fucking bleeding. And he just goes, fucking Marcus. I used to be way quicker than that. I'm getting slow. Marcus is like, practice. Yeah. I gotta practice. Yeah. I gotta practice more. And he just dies. Oh, and shits. Bit late, old fella. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Used to don't mean shit, Ice. And then he puts his gun to his own head.
What?
Yeah. And you just hear... Christopher Lambert's laying there. He's not dead yet. He's got like blood coming out of his mouth. Marcus walks over to him and kneels. What a pathetic way to go out for a couple studs like us. Hey, give me your gun. I'll do you in. Suicide's a sin. Don't worry about me. I can't go yet. I've got my little girl to look after. She's been taken care of, Lou. And he's like, oh. Christopher Lambert starts crying. It's like, you didn't. She was my daughter. She was my real daughter, Marcus. Tell me you didn't kill her, even if it's a goddamn lie. And Marcus is like, I didn't know she was your real kid, man.
No.
I was making good for us, and you killed her. And he goes, make good now, Lou. Make good now. Gladly, Marcus. Christopher Lambert puts his gun in Marcus's gut, and Marcus just aims right under Lambert's chin. And outside, Lucy hears the 2 shots go off. Ba-boom! Mm-hmm. Thunderbutt wakes up. To find Lucy there in the room with her and all the corpses. The man said to come in when all the shooting was done. That he wasn't really going to kill you, just make you look dead. What man? She points at Marcus. And it cuts to just them getting in the car.
Yeah.
Are you all right? I will be. And then she sees the case and the money.
Oh.
And Lucy's like, yeah, he said this was for you too. Lady, are you my new mommy? And Thunderbutt's like, I guess. Buckle up. And she starts the car, and then Mambo comes on. She's like, oh my God, do you like that? And this little girl goes like, I love Mambo, don't you? And they drive off and the credits roll, man.
Hey, all right.
Oh.
There you have it. Mean Guns on Movies with Ron.
Good job, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good job.
Yeah, I read they cut out a scene that was a flashback of Christopher Lambert finding out the stepdad was molesting the girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what you pretty much... That's exactly what you figure when you first see the flashback.
It does make it confusing, though.
It totally does.
Because later on, Ice-T acknowledges that fact. Right after you think Christopher Lambert's the pedo.
Right.
Right.
So, I don't know. The only flaw in a perfect movie.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all perfect. It's like horrible dialogue. A lot of horrible acting.
Nah, everyone should watch this movie.
It's
is
pretty fun. It's pretty fun in
It's
the end.
enjoyable.
But you really got to make yourself sit through the first 20 minutes. I
It
think.
really is John Wick. Anyways.
Anyway, I am going to send them like $20 for my VHS copy of the director's cut, which I'm told is better edited and much longer. But currently his website is down because he's like off making a movie and he's the one doing it all himself. Like the internet sales. It's like, I can't do it right now. So one of these days. So Candy, are you a Barbie, a D, or a Thunderbutt?
I'm a D, baby.
Yeah, she is.
She is. Well, I love you.
No, but if I was in that situation and you have a gun pointed to your head and you need to crack somebody across the head with a damn frying pan, you crack them across the head with a frying pan. That's what you do.
Damn right. Anyway, Chris, I hope you enjoyed it. It's your only request for the year.
I did enjoy it.
Good.
Reminded me of a simpler time. All right, folks. If you're using that Apple Podcasts or iTunes, do us a favor and leave a rating and review. We'd really appreciate it. We're on all your other favorite podcast apps and movieswithron.com. So hit subscribe, add us to your favorites. We got a Facebook page. There's Twitter, @movieswithron. So check us out. It's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
See you guys.
Movies with Ron.
All right, if you don't like that shit, watch Sorry to Bother You on Hulu.
Oh, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know what that is.
It's hard to sell you on it. So
Right.
give it away.
Oh.
So I guess that's it.